uh, one table we created, that is fact table. By reading the Parquet file, we also created on top of the Parquet file columns, 3 extra columns we created. Then one delta table created, right? Let me open the notepad.
Hey, Ram, I have a question, Johnny.
Mhm.
So I was looking on the video actually this morning. So yeah, once we loaded the notebook through the notebook, actually, sorry, the tables to the workspace, and then from there you clicked on the file, the file, and then we made the changes, actually the navigation path to the file, and then how it which button you pressed in order to process it. I can see
Oh,
only that we are changing the path and everything, but I didn't see how it has processed.
how it is done, right?
Yeah, it ran, but did you close it and then it ran automatically, or did you press any button or any
Yeah.
other?
Okay. Okay. I'll show it now.
Yeah,
So let me go for this is our workspace. Now in our workspace, this is a create delta table yesterday what we opened. Okay.
that's right.
And we are making sure here we have the lakehouse is added.
Correct.
In that lakehouse, our lakehouse should be pinned here. That means it's a
Mhm.
default lakehouse.
Yes, yes.
Thereafter, if you want to run this cell, then there is a run button.
Oh, oh, okay. Got it.
Okay. You need to click on that one so that it will be done for you. Okay.
Thanks.
Now, yeah. So yesterday we created fact table we created, and in the fact table, 3 columns also we added. Now we also want to create here some dimension tables. So we have here under the file, under the data, then under this folder name, we have here Parquet files. Inside the Parquet, we have the full. Inside the full, we have the fact table. That fact table you loaded. Now we have so many dimensions also available here. You see dimension city. Okay, inside this dimension city, we have one file actually. Okay, if you want, you can click on this one. Then you can see there are bunch of files are available. Similarly, in the dimension customer, we have bunch of files are available. Something like that. These all are dimensions. We want to create one after another. We want to create it. That's what our goal. So we have here these 5 tables are available. These 5 tables we are trying to create as a one list. We are creating it. Okay. Our goal is to create 5 tables. We want to create it. So same task we are doing, right? That is the reason instead of writing the same code again and again, we are defining a function. We are defining it. This is called as a function. What this function is doing is whatever file you ask to load it, that file it is going to load it. But a table name, whatever available, right? This table name is a parameter. That means under the full, whatever we have here, under the full, whatever we have here, it is going to take uh, table name, right? Let's say if we go for the data here, then you see the Parquet, then we have the full. Under the full, first time this will be taken. Second time this, third time this, fourth time this, something like that. Like that, we are trying to loop in the bottom, we are looping it. Okay, so this function will be called. You can see this function we are calling here. How many times we are calling? We're calling how many things are available here, that many times we are calling here.
In SQL, usually the for I in that loop actually comes on the top, right? In the PL SQL.
Yes. Okay, for example, let us say I'm taking a generic code. If we go for Colab, Colab is the Google platform where you can write here easily the Python code or whatever you want it. Let's try to understand what we know uh, about this list, those things. new notebook. Okay. So here I have, let us say, some numbers I am taking. That numbers are called as a is equal to 10, a is equal to then 2, 4, 6 I taken. Now whatever I created, this one is called as technically list. It's a one kind of data structure. Actually, I asked people to listen the basic level of the Python. Okay, you may got chance to listen one or two videos, right? So if you see the datahexa.com, the first course we have here that is called as pre-Python basic level course. In this one, we see one of the data structure is available. Total 4 data structures are available. In that 4 data structures, one of the data structure, we can see here, this is called as list is available. So in this list, in this list, we can see, sorry. In this list, we can see list is the one thing, then tuple is the one thing, then set, dictionary, these 4 are actually we call it as a data structures. One other thing we are utilizing that is called as a list. We are trying to utilize it. If I go and try to write here print of this one, for example, print of type of A, it is going to show you it's a kind of one of the class, it's a list data structure. Now I want to write some kind of for loop. If I want to write it, how I can be writing it? Let us say for I, then in, then whatever we have the A I'm taking, then I'm trying to print here the A I'm printing it. Then what is printing here? For I, in this one whatever we have A, it's trying to print 3 times it is printing here, right? Okay.
Yes.
If I give here I, actually I supposed to give I, by mistake I given A. Okay, 2, 4, 6 we are able to see it. Suppose I'm writing some logic, each number should be multiplied with the 100 and it has to print it. So first time it takes the input as 2, 2 into 100 as 200. Then next time 4, 4 into 100 as 400. Then next time 6, 6 into 100 as 600. That's how it is going to take it. So this logic, okay, I want to do more complex way if I want to do it. Okay, or else this logic I don't want to do here. I want to do inside the function. The function I want to call it. Then what I can do is I can define one function, I can define it. That means I can go and I can define the top itself, define function for the expression purpose. Okay, expression I am calculating here. This expression is going to accept in the runtime, one argument it is going to accept. And finally, we want to return whatever argument is provided by user that multiplied with the 100. Here, I won't be printing now logic and all. I will be calling this function, I will be calling it. I'll be calling this function, I will be calling it. Now, if you see how things are happening, okay, return function exp, then we are trying to say as a I is the value we want to pass it. Still, we are getting same result.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we are trying to do is we have the list and we have the function. Then this function we are trying to utilize. This function we are trying to utilize inside the for loop. Okay. In place of the this 246, I'm passing here table names. I'm passing. What are the table names I want it, like dim customer, dim city, whatever it is. Those things I'm trying to pass here. This is my list. Okay. This is my function. Once you read the all the columns into the data frame, somehow I'm not interested if the column type is equal to photo. If the column name is available as a photo, it is available. I don't want those columns. Except photo columns, remaining all things I want it. You got my point? That's what we're saying is get me all the columns, select all the columns you try to get it from the df.columns, all the columns you get it, and make sure the column name should not be photo. See, not equal to photo. If column name is equal to photo, I'm saying as don't select that column. Don't select that column. Like that, I'm tuning it. Then finally, I'm trying to write here. If I execute this code, whatever available, then here you can observe earlier, yesterday we created the one table created. This is called as fact sales table. It's created. Now we are going to see more tables are going to see it. However, this path, I think we need to change it. This path yesterday, data, yeah, this path, whatever available as for our record, we have to change it, right? So I'm trying to change this path. I'm changing files, this piece, whatever available, I'm changing it. Okay, rest of the thing is same. Now go and try to click on run here. If I click on the run, we'll be able to create these 5 tables. We're able to create it. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now session started. Then it's trying to run here. If everything is running perfect, then we're able to see it. So in single go, we're creating the tables and also we are loading the data from the Parquet files. We're loading it. Okay. And there is the way code we are writing here, right? It is going to use here list comprehensions it is using. Okay. Now you need to learn this for this to understand better these things. Python, you need to understand it. Otherwise, it's a bit tough to go through one by one line here. Okay, now you can observe this is completed. If it is completed, then if you go and try to refresh it in the tables, let us say we are going for tables, then refresh here. If you refresh it, then you should see the 5 tables, you should be able to see it. Wow, beautiful. Now under the DBO, we are seeing the city, then we are seeing the customer, then date, employee, all the tables we are seeing it. Okay, that's what this total notebook is, what it is doing. So inside the notebook, we written the PySpark code we written. Okay, that means Python code we are writing, and it is running in the Spark. You can see the environment details also here. The environment details is here, runtime environment. You can observe what is the Spark version it is using. Spark 3.5.
3.5
And
Delta.
also you can see the compute, the medium 1 to 10 nodes it is trying to use it. This is all we are getting here free of cost only we are getting it. Okay. I mean, with the login, whatever I have it, with that I'm using it. It's not really charged at this point of time. Only 60-day free trial they are providing for the corporate mail ID. With that mail ID, we can able to use it. Anyone has some kind of working mail ID is available. You're working somewhere, you have some mail ID, not the public domains like Gmail, Outlook, this kind of domains, it won't accept. Apart from those public domains, any domain mail ID you have it, you can able to implement this fabric license. Okay, cool. I think we are good enough. We understand now how to how to write the code inside the notebook. Let me go back to our Lakehouse now. There is one more thing also available. You can practice this one more activity, one more notebook activity I given. Using these tables as input now. Okay, step 3 also I have in the notes. You can try your own way. What we are trying to do in the step 3 is what we did, data lake files is available. Inside the notebook, we written now code as PySpark code we written. We written PySpark code we written. Using this PySpark code, we created the delta tables. Now step 3, what we can do is use this delta table as the input even. If you are thinking like I want to create some aggregate tables, I want to create something like that, that is possible. So delta tables we are trying to take as the input. And inside the notebook, we are writing some PySpark code we are writing. And from this, again, we are creating the one more delta table, we may be creating it. So this delta table may be something like aggregate table kind of thing, you can create it. So this is the aggregate table kind of thing we are creating it. So that tomorrow, if you want to do the performance properly, it will be useful. That kind of activity is available in this one. You can try in your offline mode. If you see this 02 notebook, in the 02 notebook, we are trying to get here sales by date and city. Okay, we are taking here 3 tables we are taking. One is fact table. Second is dimension tables, date, city table. Then we written here some kind of Python code we written. And ultimately, it's trying to calculate here date wise, you can see in the top bottom, date wise, city wise, okay, city wise, what state, even state also they consider state wise, city wise, what is the sales amount they are trying to figure it out. Finally, we are trying to save this as a one more aggregate table. We are creating it. This is aggregate table. Okay. Now, suppose some people may be strong with the SQL. That's the reason we are writing a Spark SQL. We are writing it. The Spark SQL, select whatever columns we want it. We are selecting. We are using the inner join. This is all knowledge we are using. We are creating. Ultimately, one more aggregate table we are creating here in the bottom. We can observe. We are creating one more aggregate table. We are creating it. So this one you can practice your own way. Step 3, we have some delta table is available that we are using as input. In the notebook, we are writing the PySpark code, or we are writing here, this is PySpark code, or we are writing here Spark SQL, we are writing it. Spark SQL means it is equal to our normal SQL. Okay, normal SQL, we are writing it. Either PySpark code or Spark SQL, we are writing it, and we are creating the one more delta table. The delta table is called as aggregate table, we are creating it. Okay, this one I'm giving as a homework. You try to do this, execute in your own way. You try to execute it. Okay.
So when we will be getting the IDs in order to start working on this?
Okay, John, you're working somewhere, right?
No, mine is not working actually. On that day itself, when I tried to
No,
get
no,
into the lake house.
no, no. You are working somewhere, right?
Yeah, I sent you the email, entity data.
Oh, okay. No, no, no. Mail is not required. With that, we can able to do it.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Remind me at the end of the class, 5 minutes before only we'll close it. Okay, I'll stop this recording and show you for your idea how to work it. Hmm?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sure. We'll do today. Now, let us move on to the next concept. Okay, let me go back to my lakehouse now. So this is our workspace. Sorry, this is our workspace. So in this workspace, we experimented now. We have the lakehouse is available. This is our lakehouse. In this lakehouse, these two notebooks are available. These notebooks, code whatever available, we executed. This is trying to create here delta tables. This is doing some kind of transformations, and we're trying to create the aggregate tables. We're trying to create it. Here, input is lakehouse files are going to be input here, and output is delta tables. For these transformations, input is delta tables and output also delta tables, but it's a granularity of the table is changing, like state level, city level, sales amount. We are trying to get it here. Okay, let's try to go for next concept. I'm trying to click on here lakehouse. Now we are in the lakehouse window. Here you can notice get data. We know now how to do upload files. We know now data pipeline, data flow gen 2, and also we know now open notebook also, we're aware of it. So one notebook is available, how to play around it, we know now. Now in between these two options, we can see something called as semantic model. Semantic model. What is the meaning of the semantic model? Semantic model is nothing but, okay, yeah, anyone available Power BI background, they may be knowing it. If you develop something Power BI report, if you develop it, then
The data set.
yeah, correct. Power BI, inside the Power BI, if you develop some report always paired with the data set. Same data set only in the recent versions, they renamed that as a semantic model. If I say data set or if I say semantic model, both are one and same basically. Okay. Now, now let's go and try to see how we can create our own semantic model with two or one table, and how to develop a simple Power BI report. We'll try to observe it. Suppose I'm hitting here new semantic model, I'm hitting. Then you can notice new semantic model we are trying to create it. It is asking direct lake semantic model name, what name you want to pass it. Suppose I'm passing here emp underscore dept semantic model I am giving. You can give any name, you can give it. Now it's asking, tell me what tables you want to use here. Let's say I have here tables are available. So these are the tables. You can go and you can take it. Let's say I have here. First, you need to take here Fabric demo workspace. That's correct. Now, okay, DEPT is the one table. Then second table is, for example, EMP. Two tables only. I'm interested at this point of time. All we given in this screen is you provide here what is the our semantic model name. Here we selected your what is our workspace name. Then we selected here required tables we selected. Then we are trying to click on confirm. So we are creating here one new semantic model. Semantic model is nothing but we can call it as a data set. In the old versions. Same thing we used to call it as a data set kind of thing. It's in the Power BI data set kind of thing. In recent versions, the same thing is renamed as a semantic model. Now we want to go for here, click on confirm, right? So with these two tables, it's trying to create now one semantic model. It's trying to create it. With these two tables, it's trying to create semantic model. Okay,
Even the OBI RPD is the same, right? Semantic.
exactly. If you compare with the OBW, right? In the RPD, we have physical layer, BMM layer, presentation layer. Those three layers, whatever job we are doing, those all job we are going to do inside the semantic model.
Okay.
Okay, let us see how we can do it even. Now we create a semantic model, right? If we go for our workspace back, you can see one extra object is created here. If you expand this one now, let me expand it. Is it this object whatever available, is it created now? This
Yes.
object
Yes,
is, yes, it's created
yes.
now. Now this object I'm trying to open it. Actually, we should supposed to get the pop-up. Somehow it is blocked earlier. That's what we did not get the one more window. Okay. Now if you click on this one, then now semantic model is opened. Okay, let's say in the semantic model, you can see top something is available, open data model. Okay, open data model. In the OBWE is my friends call the OBW, right? That's the reason OBW RPD is a data model actually. Okay, so same thing here also same name, open data model. Click on this open data model. Then we taken for our simple life purpose only two tables we taken. One is DEPT, second is EMP. By default, it opens in the right side. You can observe in the viewing mode. That means only read only mode it is. I want to edit something. So if you see DEPT and EMP are not at all joined together, right? Not joined. As it's not joined, I cannot do some kind of uh, columns from here one column, from here one column. If I want to develop the report, that will give the wrong result, it's going to give it, or it's going to throw the error also. I want to create the join, I want to create it now. If you want to do any modification, first you need to make sure this is changed from the viewing mode to editing mode. Viewing mode means here you can observe what is this view, but make
No
No
changes.
no
changes.
changes. Now here edit is available, click on the edit button. Now our semantic model is trying to open in the edit mode, it's trying to open. Now it's available in the edit mode. You can also see here this model was successfully converted to the large semantic model. It's okay. Now I want to connect here EMP to DEPT. Always you have to do the many to one cardinality. We have to do it. I mean to say many to one cardinality. One department has many employees, right? One
Hey,
department
Ram.
has, yeah.
So with this one, oh, you have to physically do the join yourself, unlike in Power BI where
Same.
the model
This is
is.
Power BI screen only. This is Power BI screen only actually.
Yeah, so I'm saying here you have to physically do the join yourself.
Yeah, there it is a common column is available. Okay, system is to do it. Here we have to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. Now here we have the DEPT number. From here to here, we are trying to connect it. If once I connected, I mean to say if you drag and drop, then it's going to show one new window. It's saying as new relationship window. Here we have the DEPT number. Here we have the DEPT number. Then you can see in the bottom cardinality many to one. That means many employees are reporting to given department. That's what it meaning of many to one. Many employees are going to report to one
Mhm.
department. Click on here, save. We'll talk about the single, both, those all things we'll talk about later. Even this is pure Power BI resource is going to take care of it. It's not our data engineering job, but we are doing one activity, we are doing it, how to create a semantic model and all. The change you are making failed to apply. We have refreshed the model for you. Please try again. Okay, some reason this is not applied. Again, you have to try it. Close it. Then again, I am trying repeat number to here. I am connecting. Then repeat number, then many to one. Then click on save. Okay, perfect. This time it is connected. This time it is connected. Now, with this, I can say we created a semantic model. We created. With this, I can say we created semantic model. We created the semantic model as a relationship. Those all things also available now. Okay, this is automatically saves actually. There is no need of saving from it. Okay, the moment you are doing some changes, auto save it will be happens in the backend. You need not worry about the saving this model and all. Okay, now what we did is here inside our workspace, you created now one semantic model we created. Inside the semantic model, even we have the relationship that is EMP to DEPT relationship we created. And also you provide the cardinality many to one. There is a direction also available. I did not explain. Single and both directions in that one, single direction it is going on. It's okay. Using this one, how I can create the report now? How I can create the report now?
Excuse me, Ram, before you go there. So with
Mhm.
the data set, do you always use the data in the cloud, or can you use data on premise?
Yeah, on-premise also you can develop it, but they
You
given in
can
the
do
Fabric
that.
in the cloud. Yeah. But
Oh,
in the Fabric, they given the more flexibility. There is no need to install the Power BI desktop and all. You can do everything in the browser.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Now we are going back to again our lakehouse. We are going. This is our lakehouse. Again, we are going back. We created now one semantic model. We created. Okay. With this, I can say whatever options are listed here. We know now what you mean by refresh button. We know now what you mean by the settings button. Here we have some endpoints are available. Those things also we learned, we observed. Then get data, except this new event stream, new shortcut, many things we learned about it. New semantic model, what it is doing, notebook, what it is doing, we understand. Okay, next, let's see right side, something is available that's called as SQL Analytics Endpoint. The moment you created the lakehouse, without your permission, two objects are created here, right? We can see in our workspace. We can see in our workspace in the bottom, two objects are created. One is called as semantic model. Second is called as SQL Analytics endpoint. Semantic model is nothing but this is a default semantic model. That means how many tables are available inside this lake house, how many tables are available. All the tables are by default available in the semantic model, but we don't like that one. That's the reason our custom semantic model also we created. This is a semantic model. We create our custom semantic model. Inside the semantic model, how many tables are there? If you want, you can open and you can observe it. If you click on this one, then open this data model one. Start allowing. It's not allowing it to see it. Let me create one blank report, then you come to understand. So you can notice, yeah, also it's not came. Maybe I need to refresh, then only will get it. Hmm, not load the model schemas with this report. Make sure you have a connection to the server and try and please check the technical errors. What happened to server? Capacity operation failed with error code, cannot retrieve model exception. Okay, why it is down? Probably it is making this one. Yesterday we created without schema, we created this one. Let me move this one. Okay, let's say I moved here. Okay, we'll try to add later that one. You see now how many tables are available in our lakehouse now total at this point of time?
3 tables.
3 tables. Now let us go for back to the our default semantic model. This is our default semantic model. If I click on this default semantic model, still we don't have option to see it. Very nice. No.
These are all separate services for each page.
Yeah. So whatever we created the semantic model, right? If everything is proper, then we are supposed to get something like this. This is we created just now. Okay, if you go for our the semantic model we created, right? If you click on these 3 dots, there is a create report option. If you click on this create report, it will show you the tables whatever we have. We taken only 2 tables we taken. From here, if you want to take the some department name, some salary, we're able to see it, and we can able to get the report out of it. We're able to get it. Then you can change that into the some pie chart or whatever you want it. You can able to change it very easily. Same job I am trying to do with the semantic model created by the system. It's not created by us. If the semantic model we created or system created? System created. This semantic model we created. With this semantic model also, I'm trying to create the report actually. Somehow it's saying I'm not able to load it. Okay, it will take some time for me to debug it. Why it is not loading, I'm not sure at this point of time. We'll see it. We'll see that later. We'll try to see it. Okay. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is you may use, you may not use it. Most of the cases, you may not use it. Why? Because inside the lakehouse, I may have hundreds of tables. All hundreds of tables are available inside the semantic model. Do you think like all hundreds of tables are required for the report development? May not
No.
be. One report may be using some 5 tables, other report may be using different 10 tables, other report may be using different 15 tables, something like that. So for each one, we are going to create a separate semantic models. We are going to create it. One for account payables, one for account receivables, one for general ledgers, one for supply chain management, one for marketing, one for sales, one for service, one for loyalty. How many line of businesses we have it, that many semantic models we are going to create it. Okay, whatever they given all in one semantic model, most of the cases you may not able to use it. Okay, if you're able to use it, that is well and good. If you're not able to use it, you are going to create something like the semantic models, so you are going to create it. Now, using this semantic model, if we want to develop the report, how we can do that one? Let us go back to our lakehouse first. Now, we are completed with the lakehouse concept we completed. From lakehouse concept to next chapter we have here, let us go to the module 3. Let us go to the module 3. With this module 2 lakehouse, all the concepts are completed. Module 3 is available, that is called as SQL Analytics Endpoint. In that one, first we can see the SQL query. Second, we can see the visual query examples. Third, again, we have the notebook. Fourth, we have the report. What it means, these 4 options we need to understand. Let us go here and try to click first this option that is called as SQL Analytics Endpoint option. SQL Analytics Endpoint option. Okay, the moment you click on the SQL Analytics endpoint option, you can see home button and reporting button, we got it. And also you can notice in the here refresh button settings. Then this SQL, we have it below this one, new SQL query, new visual query, new SQL query in notebook, we're able to observe it. Okay, first one, whatever we have here, let me open this SQL query one. This SQL query one is useful to get the data from our lakehouse using simple SQLs. Okay, for example, we are trying to see what is the data available in the EMP table, what is the data available in the DEP table. If I copy this snippet, I am copying like this, then go and try to paste here. Go to the new SQL here, new SQL query. One SQL query window is opened. If I click on here, just click on this run. Now two queries at a time we are running. So two result sets also it is going to be created here. You can observe result one. We are seeing the EMP corresponding data. If we go to this drop down, we are seeing the result two. The result two, we are seeing the second query data. Second query is DEP, the DEPT corresponding data. We are able to see it. So multiple queries at a time we can able to run it, but each query we have to separate with the semicolon, we have to separate it. How many queries are available, that many result sets will be created in the bottom. Is it clear? Okay, once you created the SQL queries, let's say it is a simple SQL, I want to rename this as a, okay, observing tables data, something like this, we given the name, and this one rename it, that will go and try to save into under the my queries, it is going to save it. Tomorrow if you think like we want to share to someone else, then even you can move this one, click on these three dots, there is option is available, move to the shared queries, then this object will be moving into the shared queries, it is going to move it. Now I can able to my team, entire team able to see it, this file. If it is available in the my queries, means only that is visible to me only. If it is available under the shared queries, means who can see it?
Public.
Public. I mean, public means my team.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the access, those people can be able to see it. Now, second set is available, specific columns I wanted. Okay, you can go and you can copy this one. Only three columns we are trying to get it. Again, we are trying to hit here new SQL query. Then previous one I am not disturbing it. There is there like that only. Second one I opened. There I am trying to just try to run the couple of columns I wanted. Okay, we're able to get here whatever columns we wanted, those things we're trying to get it. Click on run. So it's showing some kind of problem, right? I think this column names I changed differently. This is going to make problem in so many places then. Okay, this column names we change it, right? This is going to make so many places code changes are required. Better if you alter this one and change these column names itself here, it will be looks very good actually. Okay, or else each and every code snippet I need to change it.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, when we moved that query from my queries to shared queries,
Mhm.
others can only see it or they can also edit it.
They can also edit it.
Okay.
Yeah. Suppose now I try to run invalid column EMP number. EMP table also changed. Oh, these are our capital available. I got. Okay, two columns only I'm taking. Now click on here run. Now we'll able to see these two result sets we are seeing it. First one we have only two columns, second one we have other two columns. We can see the result two columns are available. Okay, this one I am trying to rename as a okay selected columns only. Okay, we written the query to get the selected columns only. Something like that. Second snippet it is so 02 dot I am also putting here. This one I would like to put here 01 dot I wouldn't to put it so that it's the first SQL what I written. Now slowly we'll try to increase the complexity of the writing queries here. We are writing here some kind of joins like inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, we are writing it. Okay, you need to try these things in our own phase. You have to try it. Even you can increase here again. Only 4 types of joins we given. Can you tell me in SQL any other joins are available apart from this? Self join, cross join, non-equi join. Those all things are there, right? Those all things you can write it. So what I'm trying to say is it is a provision where you can write your SQL queries. Now, once you write in the SQL queries, joins you can write here. Then we are also writing some kind of aggregations, how to do the aggregations, group by and count and average we are doing here. And also we are doing here some kind of average salary people. So next we are going for some Windows functions. One moment. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, mm. Sorry. Okay. 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 Right. Now you have your Windows functions. So I written very clearly. I written rank employees by salary for department name, running total of salaries, and some kind of what I am trying to do it. Everything I written. Today, your job is take each and every code here. How I copied and I pasted. Right. Similar to that one, you have to copy and you have to paste and execute and observe the result. Will you able to do it? Yes. This is SQL. Nothing to do with my fabric and all. SQL where we are running it, that is important. Though these all are SQL knowledge. If you're not understanding, suppose, okay, here I written something called as creating the view I written. If you're not understanding this means you need to learn the SQL, how to create the view and all. These are some exercises I provide here so that you can able to practice it. Got my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 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 I'm expecting everyone to have
Uh,
the here under the.
Ram,
Mhm, mhm.
can you just show, can you just execute one visual query and show to me, please?
Yeah, that is next. That is next. We are going to do that. Okay. So now we completed here. As we go back. There is a SQL query we complete. In the SQL query, we have nearly 10 exercises I given. I can say 10 concepts. Okay, get all the data from table, get the limited columns from the table, then do some kind of aggregations, do some kind of Windows functions, do some kind of common table expressions, do some kind of views. Those are all things I covered in the SQL query. Now, next, what our friend is asking is visual query examples. Let's try to see the visual query examples. In the name itself, we have here visual. That means what? Physically, we don't want to write something. Okay, visualizations wise, we are trying to drag and drop and we're trying to do the same activity. So you can observe, go to the Microsoft Fabric and navigate to the SQL Analytics endpoint, then go to the visual query. Okay, that means nothing but already we are in the same window. All I need to change is here from new SQL query to new visual query, I have to change it. If I change this one, this is what the visual query. Now, right side, you can see it's asking to build query, drag your tables here. Let us say I have two tables. For example, this EMP is a one table and DEP is a one table. I want to drag it. So go and try to drag it one by one. I'm trying to drag the DEP. Sorry. Carefully hold this one. With your cursor, this object also need to move. Whenever it is moving, this empty box, you try to drop it. Now, visual query, in this visual query, we have now one table is available. That is called as DEPT. Now, second, we are trying to take care EMP. The EMP also drag it into this empty space, whatever we have, right? There you try to drop it. Now, in my visual query, how many tables are there?
2.
Two.
Two. Let us try to minimize this explorer. We don't want it. We are trying to minimize it. Now, I want to calculate here, let us say department name wise salaries. That's what my simple question. Department name wise salaries I want to do it, but department name is available in the first table. Here we have the department name. You can notice here we have the department name, and salary is available in the second table. That is, in here we have the salary. Here we have the salary. Any object data you want to see it, that object you have to click here, Then automatically in the bottom, we are able to see the values. Okay. Now the learning curve is here. If you see in the top, there is option called as manage columns, reduce rows, sort, transform, combine. These things are available, right? These options we have to know here. For example, as for my question, I want only department name wise salaries only I'm expecting. If you see my notes in the bottom, ultimately I'm trying to develop here. What I'm developing? What is the department name? What is the average salary? Okay, in my notes I given the average salary, but I am asking now maybe some of the salary I'm asking it, whatever you want it. Basically, aggregation rule change is okay. This report I want it. If I want this report, first thing is whatever columns you think like not required, those things you can able to remove it first. Those things you can able to remove it. From the EMP table, all I need is only salary column I required. And for the joining purpose, maybe you are looking for joining purpose, you may be looking for DPIT number column. Apart from DPIT number and salary, remaining all columns are needed, not required.
Not required.
Not required. Then what you can do is in the top, you can see we have manage columns available. If you click on this manage columns, there we have option choose the columns what you needed exactly. If you select here choose the columns, whatever you want it, only select those columns. For example, I am interested only salary and I am interested DPIT number. For the join purpose, select only those two columns. Remaining columns we are removing it. Now you can notice in the EMP source, after the table, we added one transformation. The transformation is what?
Choose columns.
Choose the required columns. Now same step we try to add for above also. We have DEPT. For this also we are trying to add it. Select the DEPT first, the last object whatever we have it. Then we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 columns we are seeing it. Here I want only first two columns I want it. Again go for here manage columns, choose columns. Then we need to select here whatever we are really looking for. I am really interested on these two columns. We can go and we can click on OK. That's it. We have selected required columns. Now I want to join based on the department number. I want to join it. If you want to join, here we have option called as combine. In this combine, there is a merge is available. Merge is equal to join. I am trying to merge here. Merge these queries. We are trying to merge it. Click on this merge queries. If you click on the merge queries, then it's asking, tell me what two tables you want to merge it. In the top box, we selected already DEPT. In the bottom box, we are selecting here EMP, we are selecting it. So DEPT and EMP, based on what column we want to join it, let me make this window bit bigger. And also this pop-up, I am closing it. Now it's visible. I can select here DEPT number and I can select here DEPT name. Then click on here. In the bottom, there is a concept of left outer join, right outer, full outer, inner. These are the supported joins are available. Time being, we want to go with the inner join. We want to go select the inner join, then click on OK. Click on OK. Now we can notice we have the EMP and we have the DEPT. These two things were merged here. There is a single data set it's created. You can notice there is a EMP and also we have some kind of arrow marks are available, right? If you click on this arrow marks, it is going to show you what are the columns are available. Click on OK so that those things also shows in the flattened mode. That means 20 research and what is the salary, what is the DPIT number, something like that is going to show it. After joining, okay, now these two things we joined, and we created here what we created. We merged the queries, then also we expanded. Now we have total 4 columns. Again, after joining, do you require this DPIT number and this DPIT number? Join is completed.
No.
No. So you can go and you can remove those things also now. Go for here, manage columns, choose columns, whichever you are not interested now, you can remove those things and click on OK. Now one more step is going to be added here. Only these two columns are came. But still there is no aggregation is not happened, right? Sales 950, again sales 1250 it is showing. Now I need to do some kind of aggregation. You used this button, we used this button, but something is available here. What is this?
Transform.
Transform. Click on this transform. There is an option is available group by. Click on this group by I want to do the group by based on the department name, and I want to write the new column name as, let us say, total sal I am writing, and I want to write aggregation rule is sum, because I said here total sal, there is reason sum. If it is average salary means what I have to select? In my notes I given average. So I need to select average. Based on what you want to do it, that aggregation rule you have to select it basically. I'm selecting here sum, then column, what column we want to sum it is salary. If I click on OK, now we are going to see one more transformation rule is created here, and you can observe department name and you can observe total salary, we're able to observe it. Got my point?
Yes.
This whole story we did it without writing any single line of code. Okay. Now once you prepared this, then if you want to go for reporting, we can go ahead and you can see the reporting also. Okay, time being, now we understand here what is the meaning of visual query, dname wise, average salary means how to create it, we understand. Second example also I given here, visualization query by doing the filter. You try to do this one your own way. So we take in the source, then we choose the required columns, then we applied some filters, then we did what? Some sorting.
Search
This is a
rows.
this SQL query equivalent job we are doing it. In the SQL query, we are doing two things. What is this one? This is the
Filter.
filter. That filter equivalent is this object. And we are doing here something order by. This order by equivalent object is this one. I given the SQL query, equivalent thing I am trying to do here. Suppose I don't know SQL, still I can manage with the visual query. That's what I want to tell it. Now, these are the two examples I provided under the visual query. Try to practice these two things. Tomorrow we'll try to continue from here. Let me stop this.
Sir,
John, now
can you
share your screen.